Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining us here on this Mirror Now special with me, Nivedhana Prabhu. There is only one destination that everyone has their eyes set on. Yes, it is the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Doesn't matter where you're sitting. You're of course tuned in to the India and New Zealand semi-finals where they take on each other clearly as the ICC ODI World Cup 2023. Now the Indian side won the toss and elected to bat first and put on quite a show. Now the top order was on fire. But it was the King Kohli show the whole time. Don't think there's a single soul who was not rooting for that man. Now, Virat scored his 50th ODI century, surpassing the god of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar. I mean, it's not even a surprise anymore that he manages to create records and gives us all more reasons to love him. And of course, all of us have this big smile on our faces thanks to him. Now, not only does he reach this remarkable landmark in front of his cricketing idol, but he's also done it at the same venue where he carried the great man on his shoulders after the 2011 World Cup win. You're seeing the visuals of the same on your screens. But with this, Virat now also has the record for most runs in single edition of the ODI World Cup. However, like every good show comes to an end, Tim Saudi dismissed Kohli for 117 runs. But here is also a special shout-out to homeboy Shreyas Iyer as well, as he got his century, putting up a classic show, clinching his 5th ODI ton with 8 sixes. That's right, 8 sixes and 4 fours. So one also has to mention the other performances as far as Shubman Gill and skipper Rohit Sharma is concerned. While one missed out on a century, the other missed out on a half century. Let me go across to my colleague Shreya, joining me live on the broadcast. Shreya, no surprises for guessing. Even before I come to you, I'm pretty sure there are a chance of Kohli all the way. What a super performance. Of course, the match is not over yet, but it already seems like that because that's the kind of tone that the Indian team has set. But over to you to get us all the reactions from Kolkata as far as India's performance in the first innings.
You know, just like you mentioned, there is a lot of excitement. Of course, Kohli on the way. Let me quickly go across to the fan without wasting some time. I want to ask you, what a great match, by the Indian cricket team. 200s in a single inning. What do you think?
I think that they have, very much energy this time, and I am very much, excited to watch them play, especially Virat. He was, about to get a cramp, but he got, out of that situation.
Virat record 50 ODI.
Yeah, exactly, and that is a huge thing, right? तो आपको क्या बोलना है विराट के बारे में?
ना मैं तो यही बोलूँगा कि शुभमन गिल जैसे उसका जो उसका भी आज 100 होना चाहिए था, लेकिन उसका नहीं हुआ. लेकिन विराट को भी ऐसे आया था, विराट ने 100 कर दिया और श्रेयस अय्यर ने भी कर दिया, तो आज तो मैं जीतेगा.
Can we hear some cheer for Virat from both of you?
Yes.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Virat! Kohli!
Let me go across to more fans. Wankhede P generally prefers the batsman. But since New Zealand will be chasing today and will be under a lot of pressure, so do you think the jinx of 2019 tournament semi-final that will be broken today?
Yeah, see, this is a cricket. Actually, it's a one-ball game, so you cannot say in advance what is going to happen out there. But yes, India scored a lot. It's a mammoth total, definitely 398. But not that New Zealand won't be able to chase it, because New Zealand did it several times. They chased big runs as well. And Kane Williamson, their captain, is one of the best batsmen in the world. And their batting lineup is exceptionally good. So definitely, being a fan, we will be always looking for India's win. But New Zealand is still in the game. So after 2 or 2.5 hours, we'll come to know actually what is going to happen.
So any message for Team India from all of you? Any message?
Guys, you all are very energetic this year. So keep hope, have faith, and जियो खिलाड़ी वाहे वाहे, ठीक है? अच्छे से आप लोग मैच खेलो. You guys were amazing in पिछले गेमों में, और आज you guys are playing spectacularly good. So we are expecting that. We are, praying for you all. So hope for the best. Yeah. Win the match, guys. You guys deserve it. Yeah.
So as you can hear, all of them are cheering and wishing Team India all the best, because we all want India to make it to the finals.
Absolutely, Shreya. Thank you very much for getting us those voices from Kolkata. But I also understand my colleagues Abhishek and Himanshu joined me on the broadcast. Abhishek, in fact, from the city where all the action is happening, and Himanshu from the newsrooms. But let me go across to Abhishek quickly first. Abhishek, I'm pretty sure, again, the mood in Mumbai is electrifying at the moment. Quickly get us all those voices. And I'm sure you also have a big smile on your face thanks to Virat Kohli. And of course, for you, it would probably be a little more special because homeboy Shreyas Iyer has also scored a ton.
Definitely, as the match continues, I have fans with me. They are continuously glued to the screen. They're here to cheer up for India. You can see the Indian flags, and they're super excited. Let's try and speak to them. 50 100 बनाए आज विराट ने, क्या कहेंगे?
It was a great moment and I'm very proud of him and I'm very happy for him. I was waiting for this for a very long time. One of my favorite batters and I've been following him for past 10 years and I just love him.
कितना इजी रहेगा जीतना?
सर मतलब न्यूजीलैंड है जो हम देखा कि लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप उन्होंने हम लोग को डिफीट किया था, बस वो रिवेंज के लिए रुके हैं। ये टाइम हम रिवेंज लेके ही रह गए। और सर इजी मतलब वानखेड़े है, चेस भी हो सकता है सर, इतना इजी गिव अप नहीं करेंगे न्यूजीलैंड भी, तो मैच में काफ़ी तेजस भी हो रहा है सर। आप देख सकते हो कि बड़ी पार्टनरशिप बन गई तो कहीं हमको भारी गिर दे सकता है।
श्रेयस अय्यर ने भी 100 किया, कैसे देखते हैं?
एक नंबर लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा जो भी उन्होंने किया ना, बहुत अच्छे से किया।
तो दीज आर द सुपर एक्साइटेड फैंस, कैसे देखते हैं, क्या आज जीत हमारी निश्चित है कि नहीं?
आज देश के लिए विराट कोहली के तरफ से उनके आइडल के सामने सेंचुरी वाज अमेजिंग। होल इंडिया इज प्राउड ऑफ हिम and Shreyas Iyer is a very simple, calm and cool century. We should not even forget about the Gill. Gill also played very nicely and special knock by our KL Rahul. So amazing. It's not going to be tough. It's a long 50 overs match. I think India will win comfortably. 300 is enough to defend.
Yeah, definitely India will win, and these are the fans who are cheering out here. Again, they're super excited, and it will be an easy win for India as they predict. Back to you.
Right, Abhishek. Thank you very much for getting us those voices as well. But quickly, let me introduce our guests on the show. Rajinder Amarnath, former cricketer, and Joseph Hoover, cricket writer, joining me. Himanshu, I'm going to come to you in a couple of minutes, but let me go across to Mr. Amarnath first. Great to see you once again back on Miruna, the both of you. Mr. Amarnath, as we talk about this century, all of us are smiling. I see you smile as well. And this is thanks to only one man, the King Kohli show. But what is it that makes Virat the cricketer that he is?
Good evening. There's a phrase which comes to my mind. I was a history student, and that's the reason it comes to my mind. Once Alexander said when he was coming towards India, so his phrase was a very famous phrase which said, "I came, I saw, and I conquered." It fits so well with Virat Kohli now. He was looking forward to break the record of Sachin Tendulkar of 49 centuries. He had been coming close to it, but he had not been able to do it. But here, he set the record straight. Got the 50th century, surpassed Sachin, and there are no words to express how good he is. He's an excellent batsman. He's like an old wine in a new bottle, which is becoming more mature, much more tastier, and it's a sight for the millions who watch him on the television or they go to the ground and watch him play. Brings them immense joy. And you can't get a better batsman to watch and get value for your money than Virat Kohli at the moment. And India really is very fortunate to have possessed a player like him. And from here, I think he's going to go and enjoy more. The more you enjoy, as they say, better you get, better you perform. And we expect Virat to continue with his fine performance in years to come also.
Absolutely. And as you make those remarks, Mr. Amarnath. I don't think there's anybody who would not agree with you, but I'm sure there's one person who can better analyze this game for us and tell us a little more about Virat. Has to be my colleague Himanshu. Himanshu, a lot of people were saying nahi hoga, hoga, but he managed to do that. You, in fact, previously when you were analyzing his game, said he might struggle against Ferguson as well. What did you really think of this knock and the Virat performance by him?
Good evening, Nivedhana. And what does one say? I mean, it's a script written by the gods themselves. Isn't it a fairy tale? I mean, 10 years ago to the very date, the great Sachin Tendulkar batted for the last time at Wankhede against West Indies. He took a bow there, and in the truest sense of the term, the baton was passed on to Virat Kohli. 10 years later, cut to today, Virat Kohli, a near flawless knock against New Zealand in the World Cup semi-finals, and then scoring at 100 in front of his idol, taking that bow, soaking in the absolute adoration from the thousands and thousands in the stadium, millions on their television screens. This is exactly what we say is a fairy tale script. Coming to that knock in particular, Kohli was being Kohli. He paced himself, took his time, tried to settle in. Yes, there was an odd hiccup against Santner, a couple against Ferguson as well. But then Kohli knows how to do this. Kohli knows how to play the big knocks. Kohli knows how to rise to the big occasions. And even if he was not scoring run a ball for the better part of his innings, in the end, he accelerated when he had to and then completed that milestone, spectacular 100, which has actually broken twin Tendulkar records on the same day. Highest runs, as you had mentioned, in a single edition of the World Cup. And of course, the monumental 50th ODI ton.
Down for us. I'm actually going to come back to you and talk to you a little more about New Zealand's side of the game as well. But let me go across to Joseph first. Joseph, we've all spoken about the King Kohli show, but there was also a great performance by Shreyas Iyer. He also complimented Virat Kohli to that century amazingly. But what did you really think of the overall batting performance of the Indian side today? And also with the fact that now New Zealand is batting on the other hand, are there any Indian bowlers that you think can really be dangerous for the New Zealand side?
See, if you look at it, Kohli has always been our number one batsman. This was expected. But what we liked most about him was today, when he completed the milestone of getting the 50th century, he took a bow in front of Tendulkar, his idol. So that humility was shown. Then he was blowing kisses to his wife. There was love there, there was humility there. And this is one cricketer whom most of us have condemned, saying that he's aggressive, he throws tantrums. And today he just underscored everything. He said, I am all put together. So, as a cricketer, you can't find somebody any better than him. And he's led cricket, being our number one batsman for a very, very long time. He sustained it like how Sachin did. And it's an overall team performance. And the way they've been playing throughout this tournament, when we are worried about not having Hardik Pandya, these top order batsmen have shown what they're capable of. And it's not just one-off. They've been consistently performing. That's the fantastic thing about it. Look at Shubman Gill today, the way he played. Rohit Sharma set the tempo. And then Subban continued, and then Kohli came and watched for a while. Then he took off. And Shreyas Iyer, he's in a different zone altogether. The way he's playing, he's just enjoying himself in the middle of the wicket, in the middle of the ground. He's just watching, he's hitting the ball as if he's playing in a gully match. The way he's talking 8 sixes is amazing. And then we had even KL Rahul coming and chipping in with that quick 39. So if you look at it, everybody has contributed. So this total is huge. And whatever New Zealand are going to do their best, it's going to be a difficult task. And we have a bowling lineup, which is going to definitely be challenging for the New Zealand batsmen. Look at Bumrah. You can't just get him off the wicket. You need to just keep watching him. And then, of course, Siraj will be a little erratic. He can get you wickets. But then if you look at Shami can come and create more pressure with the seam-up positions. If he gets his line and length correct, it's very difficult. Any batsman can't just get away with him. They might only look for singles. So that means the pressure is going to mount on them on the scoring rate. Then we have Kuldeep Yadav, who's been bowling extremely well. The faith the team management has shown him has paid rewards, dividends, big dividends. And of course, we have Jadeja. he'll just squeeze you at the
Right.
wicket. He won't allow you to lift your bat at all because he's on the spot. He's just creating a lot of pressure. You take a chance against him, you're gone. So this is the kind of bowling setup we have. And I feel with this score, it's going to be highly impossible for New Zealand to chase it down. If they do, it's a miracle. But honestly, the way I look at it, it's going to be a humongous challenge, and it's not going to be possible. It's beyond them right now. So the kind of pressure that the captain
All
will
right, Joseph.
create
So essentially,
now,
you're saying
bringing
probably India is going to get its 2019 revenge.
sorry.
The 2019 revenge, do you think that India is set to get its 2019 revenge from New Zealand? We'll get talking about that, Joseph, in a bit. But let me take your point across to Mr. Amarnath. Amarnath, one of the things that Joseph did point out is that this particular team is consistent. All of them are pitching in together. And that's essentially what we see in brilliant quality of cricket that has been played so far in the tournament.
Well, when you talk about Indian team, especially in this World Cup, they have gone from strength to strength. You don't find any weakness anywhere. Even if the top fails, the middle order comes very handy, comes back very strong. And whatever runs they put on board, the bowlers are very confident of defending it. And once you do that consistently, the pressure gets removed. Now, coming to this game especially, we got a brilliant start from Rohit. No doubt he just, it's a word normally I don't use. He massacred the Kiwis with his fine display of batting. And there was no looking back after that. Gill was batting brilliantly. And then Virat came and took the fight to the opponent's camp, and so did Shreya. The Kiwis just could not relax even for a moment. They were just put under pressure. If you're getting a run rate of over 7, and at one time it was at 9, so you can imagine whatever plan they must have had in their mind just evaporated because the bowlers are unable to find the line and length. And the way Indians have come blazing all guns, I think it was a day meant for Indian batsmen, and they proved why they are good, why they are number 1 in the world. And what one can say about it. But cricket is a game of uncertainty, no doubt about it. But it's a huge task to go and chase 398, no matter whether wicket is a belter. But conditions do favor the bowlers, especially we have seen in the World Cup matches being played at Wankhede and how ball swings. And we have 3 immensely talented pace bowlers. We haven't had fast bowlers for a very long time, since Mohammad Nisar and Ahmad Singh in 1930s I'm talking about. It's way back. But now we have a strength in pace bowling. We have marvelous spinners in Yadav and in Jadeja. So it's a very well balanced side. It's not going to be easy for the New Zealanders to reach to that. And if they do it, God forbidding, it's going to be a game worth watching in cricket.
That's something that we've also been seeing in the tournament, not just with Indian matches, what we did see Glenn Maxwell do in that particular match. Of course, Indian fans wouldn't want that today from the New Zealand side. But let me go back to my colleague Himanshu, who continues to stay with us. Himanshu, both Joseph and Rajendra Amarnath, of course, have put things into perspective as far as analysing how, or rather what makes this particular Indian team so strong. But what I ideally want to ask you is, in your opinion, what really went wrong for the New Zealand bowling side today that they were just not able to get a breakthrough at any given point?
Nivedhana, while we are here, and something I would like to share, I mean, Mr. Amarnath was my coach during school days, and he often used to say, while we were in Delhi and he used to coach us and they were coaching camps in the evening, that as captains, one must ensure that if your bowlers are bowling bad balls, you can't set fields to that. And that is something that happened with Kane Williamson. You know, when your premier bowlers like Saudi and Trent Boult are bowling bad balls, they're bowling loose deliveries, what exactly is the captain supposed to do? You're expecting them to deliver, rise to the occasion on the biggest stage, but be it Boult, he looked flat from the start. Saudi, there were a couple of balls that moved here and there, but beyond that, Saudi going at nearly 10 and over, one of your most seasoned campaigners, then your captain really does not have much choices. He did count on Santner, and Santner did manage to bring down his scoring rate a little. But at the end of the day, if your premier bowlers are not delivering and doing what they're supposed to do, neither containing runs, nor giving you wickets, not bowling in the right areas, not bowling at the right length, in the right channels, then actually Kane Williamson looked like the kind of captain that one would, hapless and out of ideas.
All right, Himanshu, as you talk about captaincy of the New Zealand side, let me also go across to Joseph to find out what he's really thought about Rohit Sharma's individual performance is one aspect, but the captaincy aspect of it also, Joseph?
Absolutely, because see, as a captain, he's become selfless. He says, I'll put the team first, my country first. And he's capable of getting double hundreds if he settles down. But he's just come out and shown that he's going to set the tone going. And from word go, he's been hitting out. You know, he's come and putting the pressure on the bowlers. And when Himanshu was talking about the line and length, the right channels they're bowling, whatever you do, this Rohit Sharma is hammering them. So you put them out of gear. You know, you don't know where to land the ball because he's making room and he's hammering. And the kind of thing that he has set out for his players is
Joseph, if you could unmute yourself. All right, we'll try quickly going across to Joseph once he unmutes himself. But let me quickly get in Mr. Amarnath over here in this conversation. We've spoken about all the aspects that really work for Team India. But Rajendra Amarnath, I want to understand from you quickly. For a cricketer like Shubman Gill, he's seen it all, unfortunately, in terms of health as well. From dengue to being retired hurt today. But he's also had a commendable journey. And what a great growth this young cricketer has had.
Well, I think India is very fortunate to have a bench strength in Gill, Shreya, and other young bowlers who are not playing in this game. So I think we don't have to worry once Virat and Rohit hang their boots. They can sit back and enjoy these players in the middle. The way Sachin is enjoying sitting in the gallery and enjoying Virat Kohli and others playing those big shots. So Indian cricket is in safe hands. And I only hope that the good work continues even in the next match. And we have been waiting for the third time victory in the World Cup. That becomes a reality now. But at the moment, we are still in the semi-final. But as we say in cricket, that once you put runs on the board, the pressure goes on to the one team which is chasing those runs. An Indian team, with the confidence they are having, they know how to control the proceedings. And once you are able to control the proceedings, half the battle is won. And once you win half the battle, the pressure gets back on your opponents, and rest, you just can't do anything about it. And they crumble like overbaked cookies.
Absolutely. And as you put things into perspective for us, let me quickly go across to my colleague Himanshu for closing comments as far as this prediction is concerned. Of course, Himanshu, everyone's hoping that India does win this one. But who do you think is going to be doing it from the bowling lineup? We've seen the big show of the batters. Who are you placing your bets on?
Well, I'm placing the bet on the entire bunch of them, Nivedhana, because all of them are proven to be match winners on different days. And as we speak, I mean, India's actually got the opening strike and Conway has been dismissed. So it could be any one of them. You know, Shami, Siraj, they've all been match winners on their days. Bumrah is Bumrah, and Kuldeep and Jadeja. Anybody can actually do it for them, for Team India. As of now, in all likelihood, it is India in the final as the way things are going. But, you know, this is cricket. You never say never until the last ball. The bowlers are most going to deliver, and this wonderful Wednesday will, in all likelihood, end with an Indian victory.
All right, Himanshu. So basically, you're saying from a wow Wednesday, all Indian fans are going to get to see a super Sunday. Thank you very much for your inputs as far as India's performance is concerned. Of course, only time is going to tell if you've actually made it to the finals. But thank you, Joseph Hoover, as well as Rajendra Amarnath, for joining us here on Mirror Now and sharing with us what you thought of India's performance as well as the King Kohli show. But for the moment, we leave the conversation at that. With that, it's a wrap on the edition of Daily Mirror. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned to Mirror Now. News to continue.